welcome to another episode of Agents of Travel. I am your co-host, Garrett Palm, aka Secret Agent Sticky Toffee Pudding.
And I am your other co-host, Rachel Van Ness, aka Agent Panakuchen.
We have a special guest today who you've been hearing this whole time.
Hearing this whole time?
Yes, you've been hearing this guest this whole time.
What do you mean?
Not his words, not his voice, but his music.
Really?
Yeah, he made our theme song.
Oh
This is Tommy Bowe's episode.
I was getting so in my head about like how maybe this was an improvised scenario or an alternate reality. Boy, you lost me so fast. That's great that Tommy made the theme song.
You don't remember that?
I know. Well, when you mention your coworkers, they all just kind of blur together for me.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. All of Smosh, everybody's the same.
It's really a monolith over there.
Yeah. Tommy is, he's a wonderful comedian. He's a comedian all over Los Angeles. He comedies all over LA.
Incredible.
He's from Smosh.
Famously
From Smosh. He's been on some of my stage shows at UCB. One of them. He did Hot Takes.
Wow, a pretty liberal sum.
Well, I'm a liberal, so I'm going to be liberal with my sums.
Interesting.
Where he argued who would make a better boyfriend, Alien versus Predator. I can't remember which side he was on. I think he was on the side of Alien would be a better boyfriend.
Did he win?
I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Awesome story.
Thank you.
But I like that he had strong opinions about an extraterrestrial. That's great.
Yes. Being in love with an extraterrestrial.
Mm-hmm. It's happened to all of us at one point in our lives.
It has. You can check out his shows, find out where to see him if you go to his Instagram. He updates that with his shows. It's Tommy Bones, Tomey Bones, all one word, Tommy Bones. And he's also just funny on Instagram and really fun. He's a fun Instagram follow. Be his 103,001 follower.
Oh my gosh, he is a celeb.
He is a celeb. He's our biggest get.
Oh my gosh. And I did him the disrespect of not remembering he did our theme song.
Yeah, I feel like that's all there is to say about Tommy for right now. We'll let Tommy do the rest of his speaking now with his mouth and not with his music. Mm-hmm. Unless he sings.
And that would be welcome too. We love singing over here.
That. All right, without further ado, let's hear it from Tommy Bowe.
Woo!
So Tommy, you did the theme song for this show.
Yes,
and I just want to thank you so much.
Yeah, you're the musician behind the music. How do you make music a lot?
I make music, or I used to. It used to be my non-comedy creative outlet that no one could touch, and it was just for me. And then at work they were like, "Maybe you want to do it," and I was like, "Mm-hmm." And so,
monetize me, baby.
Exactly, baby. So now I don't do it as much for myself because I kind of scratch the itch at work, and then when I go home, I'm like, eh.
Capitalism will do that to you.
Yeah.
When I asked you to make this theme song, it was. It was like a nice little more work for you.
No, but fun. No, but there was just like a good 8 months where every 3 weeks someone was like, "Can you make a podcast intro for me?" And I was like, "Yes."
Really? What other podcasts?
There's a podcast called Tough Drafts where they write a script and then they analyze it. It's goofy as hell.
Nice.
Some Twitch streams I did. I'm trying to remember the other podcast I did. A drag race review podcast. It was great. There's just a bunch of different podcasts. Yeah.
Well, I know I was kind of vague when I told you when I asked you to make this podcast intro, and
yes.
I gotta reveal something. We gotta reveal something to you right now, Tommy. you know us as Rachel and Garrett.
Yes.
We are actually secret agents for the National Office of Tourism.
Is that NOT?
Yeah,
Well,
not.
Not. Oh, it's not?
it's
It's not. It's called not.
it's
It's
is
definitely
not.
not.
It is not.
It is not. Okay, got
It
it.
is not. And we're junior secret agents.
Aw,
And I know we're
you're almost
working-
seniors.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is,
Hopefully.
we're both 76.
Whoa! Oh my god!
And we're just juniors. It's a really
Yeah.
long investment period before you're promoted.
Yeah,
We're
you get that
senior-
that
we're
1
senior
year of
juniors.
retiring. Oh,
Yeah.
senior juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we work for the the National Office of Tourism, and we're tasked with going around to hopefully someday get better at coming up with people's dream trips. And the way we're doing that is we're interrogating people.
Okay.
That's
a little aggressive.
Yeah, I mean that's what we call it in the biz.
Wait, there's a single lamp above me. Really? It's gonna be this aggressive?
Well, we'll be nice about it.
That's why we're making you drink that Dream World Coke Zero.
Any listeners, do not try the Dream World Zero Sugar Coke. It's the worst thing on the planet.
Unless Coke wants to pay us,
Then, baby, bring that cash.
bring that cash.
Yeah. And the reason why we're recording this, of course, is because when you're interrogating people, you always have to have the tapes running. So
Yes.
we're on just so you know, everything that's happening is on the record.
Yeah, that's fine. I have my lawyer next to me in the corner, so it's all good.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
We will interrogate you about your previous trips in order for us to come up with what your dream trip would be.
Got it.
We each will present to you a separate dream trip, and then you choose which trip you would like to go on.
Now, if let's say I choose
Yeah.
Rachel over yours, Garrett,
Right.
does that mean that you don't get to become a senior not agent?
Well,
Is this like make or break for your careers?
well, not this one episode, but this whole process of this.
Okay, so it's like a point tally check
Yes.
situation. Okay, got it.
You know, I'm not
Like-
going to say who's in the lead right now because I don't want to taint I feel like with the last episode that we had, it tainted the person's selection.
Okay, yeah, please
Garrett
don't taint.
lost.
Oh,
Well, that
Oh.
doesn't
Like-
tell you. That doesn't tell you who's leading.
But
right
yeah,
now.
basically how this works is like, as far as our promotion goes, it's like The Wire or whatever, where people are, there's a whiteboard in the cop's office and they're like tallying how many cases they've cracked and stuff. It's basically like that, but with tourism.
whoa!
We're the wire of tourism.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's kick things off.
Yes.
Tommy, your
Yes.
first question, and don't be scared.
I'm a little scared.
You've got your lawyer here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, that was
He's
sweet.
was
he's
cute.
cowering in the corner. Okay.
Oh. Okay, so Tommy, what is your travel style? So by that we mean, are you a planner? Do you like to wing it? Are you going to be looking stuff up or just seeing how it goes? Are you somewhere in between?
Good question.
End question.
End question. Well, I've tried many ways. I've sampled every way to see exactly what I want. And initially I was like, everything's planned out. We've got to do everything. It's like, let's make the most of my time. We took off work. Let's do this. Too much stress. Too many things going on. Then you're like, we got to get to the next thing. And all of a sudden it's over. No. Then I was like, we're not doing anything. And then it's like, okay, well, I traveled, 6 hours in a car and I'm going to sit in a house. I can do that at my house. So what I've landed on is I will make one plan. There's the event that happens. Maybe two, maybe one per day, depending on if I'm like in Hawaii or if I'm just, at an Airbnb somewhere. Yeah. You do the one, you go have fun, then you chill out.
What kind of plans are they usually? Are they like seeing, like you plan this museum or a show or a restaurant?
Oh, it's usually like going, there's always a restaurant-wise, winging it every time.
Okay.
I mean,
Wow.
unless it's like a big, we're gonna spend $300 tonight, then we'll make a reservation. But
Yes.
otherwise, it's like, I don't know. You just kind of find something. I don't know. Just whatever's in the area. We're gonna go to the park we've never been to. I don't know.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so the one event each time is like something different. You mix it up.
Yeah, whatever the area itself has to offer.
I'm so excited to hear more about these events because they still seem quite mysterious and very specific.
Oh, no.
But, no, that's not a no-no. I'm a one event type gal too. Like I will have one plan, one place to be in a day that's like important. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a tour that lasts all day. But
then that's only then one thing that you have to arrive at. Then it's you're kicking back,
Exactly.
And I'm a full-on wing it boy.
Does that get on your nerves, Rachel? Are you like, we could make one plan, actually?
No, I think it actually is the other way around where Garrett really let me take let me take the wheel when we first started dating and I overplanned everything and Garrett kind of just like waited for me to come around to realizing like if you're rushing from plan to plan, you're not actually very present.
It's like your journey, Tommy. Like everybody I think starts like, oh, I have to plan everything. And some people stay in that and that works for them. But like I think a lot of people do kind of come around and see like, oh, like I'm not here to run from place to place. I'm here to enjoy the culture, the people, the scene,
Yeah, do you have anybody who sort of like influenced the way you travel or helped you reach that conclusion, or has it been totally just Tommy?
Yeah, was there like a trip,
Totally
a turning point
Tommy.
Trip?
So there wasn't a trip per se, but there was a person. When I went to, and it changed my lifestyle, really.
Oh, wow.
I went to college, and I was very anal, very like, just like, wound up. And
a little tightwad.
Just a little shit, little shit. And then I met, who is now like one of my best friends. She lives in New York. Her name is Brooke. She's just late, man. She is late. She's late. She doesn't care. And then like at one point I was like, come on, we're going to be late. And she's like, they're going to kill you when we arrive? Are they going to shoot you in the head when we show up a little late? And I'm like,
oh my God, there's no late police.
I know. Exactly. So then I was like, oh. And then like over the next, we lived together for a year. I just kind of was like, wait a second, why am I freaking out over nothing? And then that bled into when I travel and vacation,
God, I wish I had a Brooke in my life because I even wake up like I'm running late to something and there's not even anything going on.
I try to be your Brooke. You're always mad at me because we're running late.
I wish I had a cool New York lady. Nothing like Garrett.
Tommy, when you travel, do you prefer to be by yourself? Do you prefer to go with a group? Do you have a preference?
I've never traveled by myself unless it's to go home to Florida, but then I'm not alone, right? I've always wanted to travel by myself, but I think I'd get bored.
Why do you think you'd get bored? Where would you go by yourself? Where would you want to go by yourself?
I don't know. That's where I'm like, I don't know. Like, cause like I would go like to a new country, but then I'm like, that's huge. I don't know what's going on, and I need help. You know what I mean? That can't be a solo situation. So I don't know. Like, I'd go to Denver. I went to Denver recently, and it was incredible, and it was easy, and so I could probably do that. But then I just feel like I'd be like dooting around, not really, I don't know.
Yeah. Baby sharkin'.
Yeah, baby sharkin'.
I mean,
those two dudes just set me off. Sorry.
I know.
I am a big proponent of solo traveling, and I think like you meet people when you do it. Like, it's a fun way to just like meet somebody new.
I understand though. I understand, and I think it's really like, Tommy, do you like spending time with yourself alone in general?
Yes and no. It's a fixed amount, right? Because I'm an only child. Okay. So there was a lot of time where my parents were like, so long. And I would just be like, yep. And so I, for the entirety of my life, have entertained myself, and I'm out of material. So there's just like but then at the same time, my brain is fixed to need that space because that's the comfort, right? But then it's like, I gotta go do something with somebody. So yeah.
So maybe solo travel where you uncover a new side of yourself and you're like, oh my God, he's so fun and interesting to hang out with, but it's me.
Who's that? Yeah, I'll carry a hand mirror with me all day and be like,
it's totally Tommy.
It's totally Tommy.
Next question, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you enjoy the act of traveling? Do you enjoy being in airports? Do you being on airplanes? Do you like trains, train stations, buses?
You had me until airplanes.
Okay.
Yes, I love traveling. Get me out of here. No matter where I am. I could be somewhere else and be like, I got to get out of here, actually. So I
like the movement.
I like the newness.
Yes.
I like the wow. I'm already hitting that, like, I've done it. Not that I've done it all, because I truly have not. But, like, I'm just like, life is fleeting. Get me some new shit. So I need the newness. But I hate airplanes because I don't hate them. I'll put up with them. But going home to Florida, which thank you so much. Going home to Florida like twice, if not 3 times a year, it's 3.5 hours to Texas, 3.5 hours to Florida if there's no layovers. And then it's just, oof. I really want to travel.
What about it? What gets you?
It's my body proportions are 1/3 torso, 2/3 legs. So it's a lot of hips feeling tight.
Yeah.
Me pulling my legs together, working that inner thigh the whole time.
Yeah.
People spreading out, taking up the room, and I'm like, hey, I got to get something here. Just that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
That's brutal. I know, which in any other situation, it feels like that body ratio would be excellent. I'm a long torso gal, and I'm very jealous of
I'd love to trade.
Long leg, short torso people.
I'd love to trade. I want to be built like a schnauzer or something. What are those hot dog dogs?
Wiener dog?
Dachshund?
A wiener dog. A dachshund.
Dachshund.
That's what I want.
Yes.
I want those tiny little
Stubby.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I could give it to you, man. So you don't like to travel and be uncomfortable. It sounds like.
Yes,
like
because train.
Yeah.
Down.
You can get up and walk around. It's much easier to do that. The seats are usually more spacious.
Ears don't need to pop.
Yeah. Have you taken many train trips?
I haven't taken any train trips to travel vacation-wise, but when I lived in Florida to get to school, we took the Tri-Rail, which is a public train. And so I took the train every day, and it was so easy. You just hop on, sit down, boom.
Were people always making out at in the caboose of the train?
The caboose, the make-out booth.
Yeah.
The back of the bus.
Kissing booth.
It was middle and high school, so there's always someone fucking on a train somewhere.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I never got to go on public transportation as a kid, so hearing about it's always pretty exciting.
You were in Modesto. The Modesto, yeah.
We were out of the school district. So.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking. I'm so sorry.
I know. So Tommy, speaking of the back times, the before times.
Okay.
What was your favorite family trip growing up, and what made it iconic?
Okay. Here we go. So, we did not take many family trips. I don't want to say it was because we were poor, but we weren't like, time to go, it's summer. It was just kind of like, we're making
and
it.
And everybody had such long legs. Nobody feels comfortable in the car.
Yeah. I mean, my mom is just legs, and my dad's a head with a neck. So, it works out. But yeah, I'm trying to remember, because we would go to Disney when I was like young, and I'm sure that was iconic, but my brain didn't want to latch onto that memory.
Sure.
Growing up, there was the only trip I can think of, unfortunately, is we drove up to North Carolina
pretty.
I don't remember why,
It's a nice
but
state.
it's really nice. It is
Yeah, it's a
gorgeous.
great
I love
state.
the trees and the hills
Yeah.
it was like shady. I love
Yeah.
how clean the air is. It was like, I mean, even being a young
Pine.
person coming from like thick ass like water in the air, Florida.
Yeah.
Nightmare heat all the time, a million elderly people, to just go to North Carolina where there's like, oh, a 40-year-old. What? You know? And it's and I can-
Babies just walking
Babies.
around.
These children out here and the crisp air, and it was really, really nice. But that memory is clouded with quite a few, well, Tom, I don't. So that was just like, it was like a tumultuous but relaxing kind of like tornado of an experience. And
Yeah.
that's iconic.
It's kind of like a Christmas Story type
Yes.
vacation
100%.
where like dad's screaming, kids are getting soap in their mouths.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
that is
how it went.
iconic.
But yeah, I mean, I also, unfortunately, I think it was because my mom's father was passing. So I think that's why we went. I think we went
Oh my
twice
gosh.
though. But
Because he
one of the
didn't
trips.
completely
Yeah.
pass
What-
the first time, so
we're
you guys
like,
had
we
to
gotta
circle
go back. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta go back there. But yeah, either way, it was iconic in its own way, you know?
Yeah.
Well, and it sounds like it made an impression on you regardless, like purely through atmosphere.
Oh,
It
100%.
latched onto your heart when Disneyland could not.
I know.
I know.
It
Disney
beat
World.
out Disney World.
Disney World,
Rachel,
excuse
Florida.
Excuse me.
We were a 3-hour drive, so we were there often until we couldn't.
You probably, I mean, that would probably you'd get used to that. I could see, like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, fine, Disney World.
I went to college in Orlando, Florida, so I'm really like, yeah,
Yeah.
Disney World, blah, blah, except I want to go there all the time. I want to live there, so, you know.
Okay, so you're an attraction boy.
I love, oh my God.
Oh.
Because Orlando is like facades. It's like big, stupid things
Yeah.
that are trying to be something, and I love a theme.
Do you like Vegas?
I've never been.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Oh no, he's got the pen.
Well, I cut you off though. You love a facade. You love a theme. You love a.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I love when a theme gets shoved down your throat and you're
Yeah.
choking on it, like a rainforest cafe, like
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That
know,
takes me back.
something
Yeah.
that's just like, you're in Atlanta. I don't know, and you're like, okay, sure,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely.
I feel like LA is good for that too, though. I feel like a lot of the bars and restaurants really like push an atmosphere, a theme. Like you won't always find like a theme. Like you could find like there's the Scum and Villainy Cantina that's supposed to feel like you're in Star Wars.
Yes.
There's other ones. There's always like pop-up places.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like to hit all the like the LA pop-ups like Stranger Things restaurant and that kind of stuff?
I actually don't do the pop-ups because I have a horribly ingrained dislike for things that are popular, which is just a
Yeah.
cliche, stupid
Disney
thing.
World.
I know. There's just a thing where it's like,
Oh, I don't want to do that because everyone's gonna go do it.
which then there's
get
another
it.
voice in my head that's like, what are you talking about? Who cares if it's popular?
Yeah.
It's probably because it's cool. But sometimes I can't get over it.
No, I get it. I definitely have that ingrained in my head. Especially when I was younger, I really had that. But yeah, no, I get that feeling.
Thank you.
You want to be different. You
I
want
do.
to be unique.
Desperately.
You wanna be
Desperately.
cool.
Little hipster boys.
Yeah.
No, we're trying.
Tommy,
Yes?
can you tell us a story about your best trip?
Best trip you've ever taken,
Best trip ever.
or your top couple of trips. What's in the running?
Wow,
So,
Garrett really backed down very quickly.
never mind. Any trip at all.
Yeah. Did you
Actually, just anyway, tell us about when you went to the grocery
Yeah.
store.
As long as you had fun.
Okay, so there's a few trips that I took with Kevin, my boyfriend, and we drove to, at one point, Long Beach, and at one point, Santa Barbara. These were both during quarantine when we're like, we've got to go somewhere, but we can't fly or do anything, so let's at least drive somewhere and do something. Yeah. Because my brain is a walnut, these have combined into one big story.
Oh.
So that's a problem.
I mean, a story doesn't need that much truth.
Right. Thank you so much.
And they're heavily edited, actually.
Okay. Good. Okay. Relief. Woof. I'm going to start with the Long Beach trip.
Okay.
Key moments from the Long Beach trip. We drove all the way down to Long Beach to spend the day with no intention of staying the night. We were just like, let's just go down there. Who cares? So we went down. We went to the beach itself. We walked around. We did stuff. I can't remember really what we did, but I know we were listening to. Oh my god! I loved this trip. Okay, we drove down to go to the Long Beach Aquarium. And that aquarium is incredible and also a little disappointing, but that's an aquarium, I loved it. We got to touch the jellyfish, which feel like silicone boob implants. They're hard. Loved that. Kevin and I, we brought some joints and we just got a little wee before we went in, had some fun. It was incredible. Then afterward, by the way, we sang ABBA on the way there, and that was incredible. And then at the end of the night, I get a whiskey flight. And oops,
at the aquarium.
No, at a restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, we got whiskey flights at the aquarium.
We got these weird whiskey flights. They smelled like urine and were super salty, and they said they came from the showers.
Yeah, and the snacks they gave us to go with it were hard, like silicone boob implants.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
so
weird.
strange. So then, at the end of the night, what made it incredible is I became drunky. He was also a little drunky. We decided, screw it, let's stay here. We looked everywhere for an Airbnb or a hotel, and everything was booked out because there was some kind of event, or there was a ship that got stuck and all the people are in Long Beach, something like that. Okay. And so we went to the only gay bar in town, and there was 2 people in there besides the bartender. And we were clearly who are they? What? And so we just got to be little weirdos that sat in a corner and got all the attention. And that was incredible. I walked into a pole really hard after that. I was looking to my left or to my right, and I just slammed into a pole. And then so we get to this hotel, and they're like, "Sorry, I'm going. You unlocked a core memory here." We get to the hotel, and they're like, "Oh, we'll upgrade you to this kind of suite." And then we go in, and it's an L shape where the air doesn't hit the bed. It was disgusting. Anyway, so that was the trip. It was incredible. That's the best trip that I've had so far at the end.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Long Beach.
I love that it's I feel like this is speaking to something that's great about traveling, where bad things happening is just as good things happening, because it's still a memorable moment.
Exactly.
So it's of course the hotel shitty, and we love it because now this will be a treasured memory.
Exactly. The executive suite.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. And getting it feels like there's a good degree too of just wonderful spontaneity to it. It's not too planned. It's kind of flying by the seat of your pants, but never too much.
Right.
Not we're sleeping in our car.
Exactly.
You had your event, which was the
aquarium. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we winged it from there.
Damn.
Winged it from there. Okay. Yep. I'm getting what you're saying now.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a beautiful trip.
Yeah. Okay, Tommy.
Yes.
While traveling, what is the tastiest thing you've ever eaten? Are you a food-based traveler? Do you care about food when you travel?
Tastiest thing I've had when I traveled. Let's see. I am a food-based person.
Okay.
But I am not... Again, the travel aspect for me, it's the events, the experiences. The food is secondary, but it's still important.
Okay.
I'm also a cocktail guy. So...
Yes.
Yeah, well...
That's right.
Here she is. I love a cocktail. And there was this bar in Long Beach. I'm not going to remember its name. Nor do I remember the cocktail, unfortunately, but they were delicious. That's a nice vague answer for you, but it's floating in the back in my memory, so I remember that at least.
Yeah. Was it like a whiskey cocktail, gin? Like what do you remember? Like smoky?
It was definitely a whiskey one. I'm sure it had some like sweet vermouth in there and stuff because I love a Manhattan style cocktail. But that came before the whiskey flight because then we were like, that whiskey was good. Maybe we try more. Maybe more whiskey. Yes.
Okay. So your most memorable meal or like thing you've had on a trip was this cocktail in Long Beach?
Only because it's married to that incredible trip.
What's your excluding traveling, like if you're like going out for a nice night out or whatever, what is your cocktail of choice? I'm just curious.
Great question.
As somebody who like gets the sugariest, juiciest cocktail always.
So my cocktail of choice whenever I go out, I actually will find the one that's the most mysterious or bizarre because I've had them all. I don't love a gin. Vodka doesn't taste like anything. Whiskey's always sweet. You know, I kind of get it. So when someone's like this one restaurant I went to has a salmon cocktail, salmon washed gin. The first few sips taste exactly like salmon. There's capers floating in it. And then afterward I was like, I don't want to drink a fish, but it was really cool. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it kind of plays into the... So when you drink it, did you genuinely enjoy it? Or were you thinking as you were drinking it, I can't wait to tell people I drank salmon water?
No, I enjoyed it for like the science of it all.
Okay,
like the
cool.
first few sips,
Cool,
you know?
cool.
I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, okay.
Like how did they make this
Right.
taste this way?
Right. And then immediately afterward I was like, oh, I have an entire $14 cocktail that I now have to drink that tastes like a salmon. You know?
Yeah. I do know. I mean, I don't know because I would never pick that, but I appreciate that you do.
I'll let you know you're not missing out. But it was cool.
I heard that there's a place. Have you heard this? There's a place in LA that makes cocktails for every Oscar-nominated movie. Have you heard of this?
I have not heard of this.
I think it's like a hotel in
Yeah.
Hollywood area, and for like when Shape of Water came out, you got the cocktail in a little bathtub, and it had like a quail egg in it and stuff. You should definitely check it out.
Okay, I'm super interested in this. I love an over-the-top cocktail.
Yeah, it sounds like all of them were pretty over the top and very inventive and fun. I wish I knew the name of the hotel. That would be such a better rec.
I know. It's
Sounds easy enough to look up, though.
Yeah,
I
think
feel like I know where it is. Yeah.
Oh, well, if you know where it is, then after we're done with the interrogation, you could just put the blindfold back on and then throw me back out of the car.
Throw you back out
at the bar.
Okay. Okay, that's great.
We'd be happy
Yeah, we can
to.
do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it sounds like you do a lot of event based. You know, you go to a place and you go for the thing there.
Yes.
What tourist attraction that you visited lived up to the hype? Like you hear about it everywhere. Mm-hmm. And it's like so often you go and it's like, okay, it's just a tower that's leaning and everybody's taking the same picture in front of it.
I'm going to go broad here.
Okay.
But ever since I was like itty bitty, teeny tiny, I loved the idea of New York and like a big city because again, Florida is kind of like flat and old. Yes. So I was like, it would be so cool to be in like a lively, you know, bing bong, bustly kind of thing. And for my 16th birthday, Sweet 16, my mom and I went to New York and I was just like, la da dee, it fully lived up exactly what I expected and more, and I just had this like new little motor sitting in my tummy that got me like like pepped to get back there. And so now I go there because my friend Brooke after college moved out there, so I have, you know, a place to go and stay and do, so I go there every chance I can.
I also love that you spent your 16th birthday with your mom. Was that like such a special bonding moment for you two? Was she like very excited about the things you guys were doing, or was she like, I'll go?
No, she was excited. She was excited because she, you know, only child, so she's just like, whatever he wants, he'll be excited. Ooh. So that, but there was a moment where my mom gets a little tuckered out sometimes. My mom gets a little overheated sometimes.
Yes,
you know,
as
every
we all
mom
do, as we all
does.
do.
Yeah. Yes. And there was we were walking on one of the sidewalks, and she's taken little steps. Oof, she's a little tired.
She's tuckering.
And
Mid-tucker.
and people are like, "Hey, almost literally the we're walking here kind of thing."
Yep.
And she was like, "Fuck them, I'm tired." It was incredible. That was like the moment of that trip.
Oh,
She gave them the New Yorker back. They were giving her New Yorker, and she was like, "Fuck you."
Exactly.
That's great.
who knew
I'll do what I
Mrs.
want.
Bowe had it in her?
Yes, she did.
What did you do on that trip? That first trip? Did you see any plays? Like, did you go to?
Yeah, we saw
anywhere?
3 different Broadway. I was really into theater at the time, La Da Dee. So we saw Legally Blonde the musical, one of my favorite musicals, just because it's honestly
Fucking
just
fun.
like it's so much fun. It's only fun. We saw Young Frankenstein the musical, which is literally the movie, and. Oh, we saw this play called Boeing, like planes, but also like bouncing, and it's an incredible French farce style, but it's English, and it was so good, and Catherine Hahn was in it, and she was so good, and yeah, so that's what we did.
Yes.
Events.
That's fucking awesome. That's so sweet. Yes. I like how we were asking about iconic family trips.
I know.
And it's...
That's just you and your mom. That's like...
Yeah, it was like when we had...
That's a Tommy trip.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Tommy mommy trip.
Tommy mommy. So, Tommy.
Yes.
What has been your biggest fish out of water moment?
Yeah. The furthest you've felt like you were from home. Like, oh, whoa, I am someplace
I'm not in Kansas
different.
anymore. Moment.
Yes.
So I have not traveled out of the United States except for one single time. I've really wanted to, and it's definitely on my gotta do this list. But one time I was in middle school. My friend's parents invited me to join him on a cruise. And so I decided, yes, I will go on this cruise. And it was my first cruise. My first time vacationing with this family, and I've known this friend for like 2 years. It all turned out fine, but it was very like, okay. And my parents were like, bye-bye. So it was just strange to be like kind of a free agent. Oh, and these parents, opposite of my parents. They were just like, we're going to go drink. See you later. So we're just like middle schoolers, like free roaming on a cruise ship, you know? I ate so much ice cream, all that stuff. But we landed in Jamaica. And then even in Jamaica, they were like, okay, go buy some stuff if you want. We'll see you at the end of the tourist area. And that's when I was the most like, I could disappear right now. not in like a get snatched way, but of like of my own. You
could just disappear into the crowd and no one would see you go.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes,
that was my most out of water, I think.
And that was a scary moment for you. There was no part of you that maybe longed to disappear into the crowd.
It goes back to that vacationing alone thing where it's like, that'd be cool, but then after a while I'd be like,
you'd be alone.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be alone.
That's funny too. It's always hard going on vacations with your friends' parents because like they do set a completely different tone. And I also know like, I don't know if you felt this way, but it was always like, if my friends' parents were paying for too much, I'd feel bad. And then I didn't know if my parents gave them money or not. But this whole time I'm really tripped up on like who gave who money or if they didn't or if I should be like really over the top grateful, which I would be because they were taking me on this trip. But just like the way money factors into those trips, even as a kid, makes it very stressful.
It's very stressful for that. You're like, okay, I'll get the piece of toast for dinner. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You order the cheapest thing on the menu, and you're being way more polite than your friend by a mile.
Yep.
Where you're like holding doors open and stuff.
I'm a little gentleman.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You were right to let me join you on this trip.
Yes.
It wasn't a mistake.
No, I'm going to prove that over and over and over again.
This is so fun.
So, Tommy, if you could step into any moment from your travels, anytime you wished, Which quintessential perfect moment that you have experienced would you pick?
I have an answer, and I think it ties into one of these other questions that
Okay.
you might ask
That's
me.
fine.
Okay. So when Kevin and I went to Santa Barbara, this other trip. See,
we
this
get to hear this other trip. Good.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear this other trip.
Yeah, this is the Santa Barbara trip was like the we were finding our footing as travelers together. Whereas Long Beach, we were like, we got it, we know what we're doing. Bing. Santa Barbara, we had brunch. We were just kind of vibing. We just kind of had an Airbnb. There wasn't any plans, and so we go to the pier. The pier at Santa Barbara has a small, and this will tie back in, aquarium.
Wow.
I know it has a small aquarium, and I go to the bathroom, and when I come out of the bathroom, Kevin Baker has 2 shaken Patron shots. So we shoot down our shot of tequila. We walk across the pier to this aquarium, and as soon as we step foot in, we're like, boo. We're like, okay, I'm a little tipsy, and this aquarium has like doting, waiting people who are just like, oh, let me tell you about this fish. Everyone's so excited. They're so excited about this fish. And so we're having a blast. We're talking with everyone, and it was like the moment where Kevin and I were like, yes, you and me, absolutely, yes. It was such like a bright, perfect little chunk of time. So that's I would go back and do it again. It was so much fun.
Was it like, are you saying like a moment like you and Kevin were like, oh, this is like
relationship
wise,
yeah,
you and me, this is
good. This is happening. Yeah.
We agree on how fun is had.
Yes,
we speak the same fun language.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's very important, speaking the same fun language.
It truly is.
Yeah.
It truly is.
That's very sweet and very romantic. It feels like
I know.
Yeah, it feels like when Sweet Disposition plays in 500 Days of Summer. Does anybody? Yeah. They're on the train, just laughing, having a good time.
That was my Sweet Disposition moment.
Yep. Love it.
We all have one.
We all
do you two have a Sweet Disposition moment?
So what is this? I've seen 500 Days of Summer.
Just the special moment, the special little romantic travel moment. Yeah.
Yeah, what was...
As not agents, you have to know
your
own travel experience.
No, you're right. You are so right. And this is why we are still junior agents, because we are...
Yes.
We need to...
I didn't want to say that, but that's why you're falling behind.
It's just we were so busy validating you, we weren't really thinking about our own experience. Like, yeah, everybody has that moment. Was it first date or was it actual travel?
Well, I'm trying to think of a travel one.
A travel one, I remember fighting with you about biscuits in Edinburgh, but that's not it.
This is not what Tommy is talking about.
I know.
That's when you knew.
That's when I knew.
I mean, the first one that comes to my head is more recent, and it's not the first time that I knew, but it was just like, what town were we in? We were in a town in Ethiopia, sitting at a hotel on a hilltop, and it was a beautiful spot. We were just like looking out over the Ethiopian, or maybe it was like when we were in the Ethiopian highlands, and like you were surrounded by those monkeys, and you were so happy to be surrounded by those monkeys, and we were all super happy to be surrounded by these monkeys.
Well, cute. And also what was important about this moment was we were riding in a van that had a bolt that was always kind of coming off the tire, and like every couple of miles they would have to like re-cinch the bolt onto the tire, but the van would jerk violently to the right every couple.
Yes.
It was very scary.
Because this was in the Ethiopian highlands where there's no railing and it's just 1,000-foot drops.
So you have a car that's trying to fall apart while you could literally fall off a cliff.
Yes.
We definitely thought we could die in that moment.
Like there was a shepherd in the car with us. There was like
who had hitched
park
a ride.
rangers and everybody. Like it was the kind of thing where it's like, are we just like scared dumb white people? And everybody was so tense and scared. So
A lot of prayers.
So the moment we like ran into this giant monkey herd, everybody was like so thrilled to get out of the van, and it was just this moment of levity, and then was like, all right, back into the van. Hopefully we make it down. God. It was so scary, but it was so like it was a great moment.
That's great.
I wouldn't live in it.
I know. No, it's not the moment we would live in, but it's a moment that I don't know. I was just like, hey, I'm happy to be here with you.
Yeah.
If we careen off this cliff, I'm happy to careen off the cliff with you after seeing these monkeys.
Yeah.
Aww, romantic.
Very romance. Next question. We've got to turn it back on the person we're interrogating.
Yeah.
Tommy, is there a local
Nice try.
custom you've observed while traveling that you've implemented or wish you'd implemented into your daily life? So, for example, a thing Garrett and I really enjoyed about going to the Netherlands was they have these breakfasts where you just get big hunks of cheese and you put it on bread.
You slice it thin.
And you're just eating a shit ton of cheese and delicious seedy bread for breakfast. So for a while we tried to have our cheese drawer of cheeses where we just eat cheese and bread for breakfast.
Yes.
So that's an example.
Many of the places that I have gone have very, American-centric cultures. Because again, the one time I went to Jamaica, all the food was on the cruise ship, so we're still sticking to eggs and toast. But my answer to this one is it's not really anything that I picked up in a culture, but it's definitely something that happened while I was traveling and that I have implemented in the rest of my life. And that is the shaken Patron shot before you go do something. It makes, if you're going to go and do some kind of like event thing, that's like low key and you don't have to like impress anyone. And it's like, you're not going to get that drunk. It's just a nice little like, wow, you got to shake a little tequila in a little cup, throw it down, and you're going to have a blast. And so that's stuck around.
What is a shaken Patron shot?
It's just a shot of tequila that you shake so it's cold. And then you
shake with ice?
Shake with ice, and then you strain it out. And so it's a cold tequila shot, because tequila shots are gross, but when they're cold, you don't even need the lime. And Patron's good tequila. So you shake it, you pour it, you throw it, and then you're just like, wow, that didn't suck. And now I'm stoked.
Do you have Patron in your house? Like, do you have Patron stocked at all times?
Kevin has Patron at his place, but my apartment is kind of just like a landing pad for myself. There's not much.
Yeah, Kevin sounds like he's the good time place where you go to like get going.
You're just sleeping at your spot or doing this podcast at your.
And then afterward, I'm actually getting kicked out. My lawyer's gonna kill the lease, and I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah, just for you two.
Wow.
Kevin lives at the corner of
That's a great location.
It's the turn up spot.
Yeah.
No, that's a great spot. Are you ready for a lightning round?
Sure.
We have a quick series of questions, either or questions, that we're going to ask you, and we want to hear your immediate gut answer.
I'm ready. I'm open.
All right. So, beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Hot or cold?
Cold.
City or country?
City.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
History or scene?
Scene.
Clubs or cafes?
Clubs.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Fancy or casual?
Fancy.
Fast or slow?
Fast.
Dogs or cats or cows
Cats.
or monkeys? Wow, didn't even let me finish. Wow. He's a cat boy.
Sorry. Actually, I'm going to take that back because you did not finish. Monkeys sound fun.
Okay.
Okay.
Monkeys are
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
Was that it?
Yeah, that's
my
it.
God.
Well, now
we have to pitch you.
Yes, now we have to pitch you. This is where we now exercise our muscle for what we have been training for at the National Office of Tourism. And we are going to each pitch you on what we think, judging from your answers here, would be your dream trip.
All right. Well, we'll see who I pick tonight.
Garrett, are you gonna go first?
Yeah. Do you need a second? I think I can wing
I
it
can
from
give
what
it a
I have
shot.
right now. I can give it a shot too. I'll go first. You went first last time.
I'm terrified of you picking my trip. But go.
Oh. Okay. So, Tommy,
Yes.
what the package I'm putting together for you is there's multiple stages to this, but essentially it's a trip to London in the United Kingdom.
The Uck.
And the Uck, based around the top cocktail bar in the world, the Connaught.
Okay.
It is universally judged to be the top cocktail bar /bar in the world. And it is in a city known for its cocktail scene. It is in a city. Do you like gin?
I'm okay with gin.
It's also
Tommy
a city
said he
that
doesn't
is,
like gin.
It's also a city known for whiskey because of its proximity to Scotland, which is not all Scotch. You don't, when you think of Scotland for whiskey, you
Right.
think of the peaty, smoky stuff, but that's not all they have.
Okay.
And they have the whole gamut of whiskeys, and you can find them all in London. So, first off, you will
Yes.
fly out on a Wednesday night.
Okay.
Okay, you'll get into the UK on or you'll fly out Wednesday day. You'll get in Wednesday night, and you'll have Wednesday night to yourself. So the first stage is you alone.
Oh.
Okay.
How long's the flight?
That speedy jet is back.
Okay. Ooh.
Do you remember that? What's that jet? There was the jet that they discontinued that would do really fast flights, and you have first class.
Okay. That makes a difference.
I am setting you up in first class for this.
We're in the zippy plane first class. Love it.
Yes, and so you have the first 2 days, Thursday and Friday, to yourself in London to explore, and things you can do there in London. Well, first off, you want to talk about a theme. London has a theme, and it is
Sad?
No. No.
Cloudy?
It is. No. Well, you're going in the summer, which will be
Okay.
mostly sunny
Okay.
with occasional showers. And you are it, but it is an old city with, bars with, very fun themes. Oh, shoot. Rachel, what was the bar we went to where we tried to go to get high tea? We should have gone to high tea.
Ritz? Oh,
No,
no. Can't remember, honestly.
Okay. Well, there's a bar there that has many different rooms with many different themes and great cocktails in every room, but different cocktails, different restaurant in every room.
Kind of like a Clifton's, I'm assuming.
It is similar to. I've never been to a Clifton's. Oh,
Yeah,
you know how to say it there.
I do. Yeah.
And then that first night, you'll get a seat to yourself at the bar at the Connaught, and you'll chat up the bartender, and you'll get to be friends with him. So, when you come back on Saturday, when Kevin arrives, you'll get to show him your place. The bartender will remember you
Wow.
and immediately have your favorite drink when you show up.
Huge.
And it will be a magical experience at this top cocktail bar in the world. Other things to do there's great food. London is known for great food all over the city. You can find great Indian food.
Ooh.
You can find great continental food. You can find great British food if you like British food. I love
Ooh.
British food.
I wouldn't know.
Okay, well, there you go.
I'm gonna find out.
This is a great time. And many nights you'll be out late. The bartender will know who to talk to because London has great kind of underground clubs. It has a very big underground club scene. It's not like LA raves, EDM, that kind of stuff. It's just like very fun in Roman ruins kind of clubs.
Oh, okay.
So it's got an aesthetic.
That's what I like.
Yeah. And you'll be taking the night bus home because the subway doesn't run, not subway, whatever, I forget what it's called, but the subway doesn't run late at night. So you'll take the night bus home, which is a party.
Night bus.
Yes, and it's a party. If you've taken the night bus in London before, it's all the people who they're all drunks but partying, and they're keeping the party going.
Okay.
And then you'll come back Sunday. So you'll have a nice you'll come back Monday. So you'll have a weekend with Kevin. You'll have 2 days by yourself for you to explore and to get out there and do a Tommy solo trip.
Okay.
And then show Kevin the time of his life in London.
And will I get lost in London?
Oh, yes.
Totally Tommy, lost in London. Okay, well, that's kind of spooky to me, actually, but maybe it'd be fun.
Getting lost in London. I've been lost in London. That
sounded like a response to a dating video or something, or like the dating game. Sounds scary, but could be fun.
Yeah. Trying to keep it light.
I've been lost in London. It's a great time.
Okay. And I guess you do speak the same language, so if you do get lost, you can always,
You can always ask around.
Yes. Okay. Good point.
All right. That is my trip.
Wow. Incredible.
All right.
Great work.
Thank you.
I could pivot, but I'm not going to.
Don't you dare.
Okay. Here we go. Some of the parts will be similar to Garrett's, and I apologize for that. But I'm also flying you and Kevin first class, but we're doing an Italy vacation.
Oh.
Because that's a place with a party vibe.
Okay.
Whereas you have the cold of London, here you will have the warmth of the Italian spirit.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. So I looked up best cocktail cities in Europe, and Milan came up, which is also described on another travel website as glam and gorgeous.
Oh my God.
So you guys will spend some time in Milan at some of their lovely cocktail bars. And then I also want you guys to have some fun food experiences, because you mentioned that you'll just kind of show up anywhere. But in Italy, anywhere is going to be fabulous. You're going to have amazing pizza, amazing gelato, espresso every morning to keep you going when you're exhausted from clubbing and partying all night. And it's made for you by an adorable old Italian couple who are so sweet and lovely and heartwarming. You know what I'm going to say? An Italian pasta granny is even going to teach you and Kevin how to make pasta together.
You got a pasta granny?
I got a pasta granny. So you guys are going to have a great time drinking wine, chilling out with pasta granny, at least for a night. But she's got to go to bed early, and that's when you guys will go clubbing around Italy. I'm thinking you guys go to Rome and Florence, Venice, and experience the gondolas, and even Genoa, where they have the largest aquarium in Italy. So you guys are going to go to this aquarium. And I'm going to say Kevin still sneaks in the Patron because the sneaking is important. Yeah. But I'll also say maybe Pasta Granny before you leave her house is also like, take your drug of choice to have a good time. Yeah, you can pick whatever you want. She has a naughty side.
Druggy Granny.
So, she's a little pasta druggy granny. She puts it in a little ravioli and sends it off. So you can have whatever kind of time you want at this very large and lovely aquarium. You'll also go to a Barbary macaque reserve or like conservation site, which is the only monkey in Europe. So you'll get to see those guys and chill with them. So there will be some wildlife. And then I also want to send you guys to Massimo Bottura's restaurant because I know you like interesting and fun food experiences.
I do.
And he is most renowned for doing Parmesan 5 ways. So he has a dish that's got like a Parmesan foam, a Parmesan chip. It's like pure
foam.
Parmesan. It sounds so cool.
Yes, it
So,
does.
yes, there will obviously be clubbing, but in addition, we got aquariums, we've got delicious food, we've got a party vibe wherever you go. We've got beautiful statues of naked people everywhere. And then you guys will also go to the Teatro La Fenice, which is this very old theater. So you'll also catch some fun old school Italian dramatic theater, which even if it might be a little boring, is bound to be exciting and interesting.
Even if I can't understand what they're saying.
Even if you can't, you'll sneak some Patron in and have a great time.
Yes.
So I think all in all, that is the Italian vacation I would like to offer to you.
Wow. Also incredible.
Can I real quick? So I looked up the place that I forgot the name of. It's called Sketch in London. It's a cocktail restaurant, and it's very modern nouveau. Like you go to the website, it's like all these.
Can I
colorful
say
shapes.
I feel like Garrett's bringing back his pitch to override my pitch? Like
I'm picking up on that too, but
You
I'll allow it.
I
just want to be clear. I want to shout out a place I like. For anybody on a trip to London, check out Sketch. And it's like there's a room with pink walls. That's where you have high tea. It's very fun, very like modern nouveau. I don't know exactly what to say, but yes, I think it's your kind of aesthetic. I think if you look it up, it would be your aesthetic.
Thank you. Incredible amendment.
Thank you.
I will say his amendment was longer than my pitch, but continue.
Oh no, it was not. Okay. So you've heard our pitches, Tommy. You've heard our pitches.
I certainly have.
They're pretty similar. There's a lot of similarities.
Okay.
But I agree with that. Mm-hmm. I mean, you made it clear what you like.
Are you ready for me to
Yes.
share here?
Yes.
Both of your pitches. I'm trying not to reality show speak here, but I want to so desperately. Rachel and Garrett, both of your pitches really got me excited. But some of you, there were some things that are negatives. So I'm going to start with the negatives because a lot of these are so positive. You've got cocktails, you got clubbing, you got aquariums, you got out of the United States. There's plenty of things to look forward to. Garrett.
Okay, yes.
From what I've seen about British food, I'm not entirely sold, but
Fair.
I would be okay with trying it out. I really enjoyed how you've allowed me to kind of explore London while not really going elsewhere and not having it be too grandiose, kind of a contained, kind of like nuggetized experience, which I like. And both negatively and positively, you've offered me the exciting, daring, and scary experience of solo vacationing. Rachel, your vacation really got me excited. It really got me excited. But there's a huge, huge flaw in this vacation, unfortunately. And Garrett may know this, is I don't like Italian food.
Oh no.
I'm not big. I'm not big on pizza. Pasta sometimes makes me feel unwell. I love gelato. I love gelato. But like I like seafood.
Gelato?
That's what I was about to get to. Is I know there's options beyond the pizza.
Do you
and
hate
pasta.
seafood also?
But I know that that's going to be a real big selling. It's a big part of it. It's the
I knew you didn't like pizza. I didn't realize it transferred to the whole
It's a big
cultural
part of
food.
it.
It's just Italian food in general because it makes me feel yucky. What?
Yeah.
Well,
An amendment?
Amendment.
I have an amendment, which is that Italian food made in Italy with fresh ingredients may hit different.
That is very true.
Because Italian food here is very, very heavy, whereas Italian food in Italy,
It's very light.
I've heard, hits a lot lighter.
Yes.
So there could be the possibility that this shows you a side of Italian cuisine that maybe you wouldn't be able to access here.
That would be so bad if it didn't hit differently. And then just the rest of your trip, you're just
God,
stuck.
that'd
That
be
first
so
day,
bad.
That would be so.
And there's a lot of seafood.
There's one deciding factor as to why I've chosen the vacation that I've chosen. And it is because of the look, the feel, the experience of the place that this vacation is in. The vacation I'm choosing is close up on Garrett, close up on Rachel, a single beat of sweat. I am choosing Rachel's vacation. Because the natural beauty of Italy, I would love to experience that. And London's got this yucky thing, at least from pictures. What do I know? But and that aquarium that you brought up, that was the selling factor. You were listening.
Had to bring her in.
Congratulations.
We are now tied.
You're now tied. Oh my
Yes.
God. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I've done a lot better now that I've started researching trips for people.
Wow. Incredible work. So,
Thank you.
so when do I leave?
Well, okay, so
here's the thing.
You
as
seem
junior,
yeah.
as junior agents, we don't quite have the money yet. But when we get
that's interesting.
bumped up, when we
We
get
do
bumped
have-
up, we will remember you.
Okay.
We do have a ticket, a plane ticket.
Okay.
And it
First
says
class?
IOU on it,
Oh.
and it's redeemable once we get our promotion.
Okay.
So that's pretty exciting for future Tommy.
Yeah, there's the ticket right there. Wow,
I'm
that's
holding it
I love that there's nothing else on there besides the IOU. I'm going to talk to my lawyer really quick, okay? Okay, so we will be filing a suit, but this has been an incredible experience.
As long as you had fun,
Oh, I had
we'll,
so
long as
much
you had
fun.
fun.
I had so much fun.
we'll see you in court. You are going up against the National Office of Tourism.
Oh, that's right. You've got the entire government behind you.
Yes, we have the
Jesus.
state lawyers behind us, but we are kind of doing this without their knowledge. So we may be willing to settle out of court.
Okay. We'll figure out a good
We
settlement.
don't want our bosses not to find out.
In exchange, we will try to find a pizza you like.
A breadless, sauceless pizza.
Oh my God! So
Wow.
just a
Cheese
ball
on
of
a plate.
cheese.
A cheese plate.
Yeah, cheese plate.
Yeah.
Great.
That sounds great too.
Sounds great. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tommy. This
Thank
was
you.
been a blast. This was so much fun.
This was
Yeah.
very exciting.
Hope
And
you enjoyed
it's
it.
got me itching to travel for real. I got to figure this out. I got to go to Italy.
Like,
You gotta
Keep
go
us
to Italy.
posted.
And
You
on
gotta
your way,
go.
on your way, you can stop in London.
Stop at London.
And you may, change your mind, and we may amend this, and we may, there may be an asterisk on this.
I
interesting.
don't think so.
But we'll see. Thank you very much. Bye, Tommy.
Bye.
Bon voyage.
And that was Tommy Bowe. What a wonderful young man.
Yeah, he had so many nice, sweet, romantic moments
Yeah.
to share, which I really liked.
And I really like I like that traveling can be to Long Beach.
Yeah.
Long Beach isn't far from us. It's like an hour drive, and it's part of LA County, but it does feel like another place. You go there and you've traveled, and it's a trip. It's very
Adventure
fun.
can happen anywhere.
Yes, and I love that ethos. adventure can happen anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And now we're tied up.
Yeah. Okay.
Adventure.
You had to bring that up.
Adventure can happen anywhere, and wins can come from anyone.
I think I should have sold London a little better. I was going off of the New York, but I didn't make that connection. I didn't his New York trip of like the hustle and bustle and like when you're here, you're at the
Your
capital
family.
of the world. Your family. Like London, I think is the world's capital.
Well, you didn't really sell
used
it
to
as a
be.
big theater town.
I know. I thought I was planning to do that, and I forgot.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep. Well, thank you, everybody. This is episode 6. Don't forget to check out Tommy. His Instagram is Tomey Bones, Tomey Bones. And his Twitter is the same thing, Tomey Bones. So check him out on Smosh, check him out on Twitter, check him out on Instagram. Go see one of his live shows. They're very fun. He's very funny. He's a delight. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
bye.
Bye. Have a safe flight. The podcast has ended. You may now... What?